Because when you're an asshole, it doesn't matter how right you are. Nobody wants to give you the satisfaction. I know. Everyone wants people they like to be right. That's why popular people are fucking dumb.
She give me money when I'm in need. Oh, she's a trifling friend indeed. She's a gold digger. And I don't know the rest of those words. Anyways, guys, if you couldn't guess, this is a video titled Stop Gold Digger Shaming. And, well, you know, this lady presents her arguments. And what we are going to do is we're going to go through them right quick. All right? What do you think, boys? I mean, definitely on the older side, but either ways, you know, I mean, strokes, but, yeah, definitely nothing to keep. Anyways, let's get into it.
The gold digger, and why do people use this word so much? I feel like this has become the new word popular used by both men and women. Instead of calling someone a bitch, a slut, a whore, whatever, people like to use the word gold digger.
I don't really think gold digger is a replacement for those words at all, sweetie. It has its own very specific meaning, and you know, gold digger, sack chaser, Jezebel. No. Jezebel doesn't really fall. It isn't really synonymous with the concept of a woman just simply being after a man's money and resources. But yeah, it has its own definition. It's not used as a replace, and the reason you're likely hearing it more is because, you know, I mean, shoe fits, right?
They like to shame a woman and tell her off, basically. But let's figure it all out. Why are people doing this? My name is Anna, and I run an online finishing school called School of F.
Okay, we're gonna get past your little ad right there because I don't play that shit. So let's get into why you are trying to convince yourself and others to maintain being a horrible person. Let's go.
Here I had to Google this, of course, to give you the exact definition, because you know what? I've noticed that people have their own definition of gold diggers. Some people think that just because...
No, there is one. It's a very specific definition of gold digger, and that is a woman who uses a man for his resources. Or really, and you if you want to be all weird about it, you gender internet weirdos, of course, men use women for their resources all the time, but that's called pimping as opposed to being a gold digger. And it's like a pimp and a gold digger are kind of the same things, except, you know, one puts up on a track and the other one is all about just siphoning off resources from the other one. At least, you know, the pimp's out there having her earn it one way or the other. But let's continue.
You have rich friends, you're a gold digger.
No.
Other people think that just because you don't want to pay the bill as a woman in a restaurant when you're on a date with a man, you're a gold digger.
Okay, so maybe you should stop listening to internet weirdos then, because that is the dumbest thing in the world. None of my exes go into or have gone into their pockets while we're out. If we are out, guess what? I am the one paying for stuff, even if I'm using your freaking car. Why? Because it's just my place as the dude to, if not be paying for it, to make it seem as if I am paying for it, because that's my role in the relationship as the man of the relationship. Don't like it, and don't date me. And trust me, plenty of you haven't. So let's continue.
I think both is absolutely crazy. But the whole point that I'm trying to make is that people have so many different variations and perceptions of the word gold digger. So let's just quickly find out what it actually means. Gold digger, a woman who forms relationships with men purely to obtain money or gifts from them. Okay.
Yeah, and I would also slap in the whole adding of fake affection and pretending to genuinely care when, you know, you really don't. You put on a front, you're putting on a mask, you're there for the resources, you know, which is much different than prostitutes, because prostitutes at least get the money up front.
So as I understand it, it's only if you want to have some material gain from them. Another one, someone who only likes people because of how much money they have or because of the items they own.
Yeah, that one's from Urban Dictionary. You can kind of tell by the font.
Again, we have this word only. So as I understand, after Googling around, it seems that according to dictionaries and so on, the word gold digger stands for when women are only interested in the material or the monetary gain of somebody. I can understand the negative associations with the word gold digger if it's all about using and abusing somebody. I do not believe in that myself. I don't think that we should use and abuse anyone as much as men use and abuse women for...
Oh, you knew she was going to do that. I mean, because that hive mind that they all have. As much as men use and abuse women, sweetie. Don't sit here and try that whole gaslighting bullshit, because in most cases, particularly, like, women like to say they were used when they were just in love. Like, sweetie, you love dude, you listen to dude, yeah, he was sending you down a shitty path, but there was literally nothing anyone could tell you to get you off that path, so, and you just had to find out the hard way. That's a part of life. That's all a part of the game. It's something that all men and women, we all go through. So to sit here and be like, saying like, oh, men, how men, oh, sweetie, you are like the worst kind of person, because you're a feminist too.
I don't think women should only use and abuse men for money. However, how come in our society it's so accepted for men to treat women as sex objects?
Because women treat themselves as sex objects. Sweetie, you're treating yourself as a sex object right now. You know what you're doing with the long hair and the pretty eyes and everything else like that. Like, yo, you are a sex object. Like, I hate it. Like, I hate the way that a lot of people try to, overcomplicate shit that really ain't complicated. As men, we are exposable, and women, you are sex objects. These are just realities of life. Because guess what? If there's no, if a man can't do anything for you, then there makes no logical sense for you to want to be with the guy, right? And I respect that. But in the same form, if a woman, isn't sitting there, isn't like putting out, then there's no point in dealing with her. Like, that's where it can really even itself out. But these are things that, this is an oversimplification, and I'll admit it's an oversimplification. This is an oversimplification of the dynamics that go into the male-female relationship. And I will always say that it does always fall down to the individual relationship that you find yourself in, the person that you find yourself dealing with, because to generalize and do the whole, well, men in general or women in general is always going to leave a bad taste in my mouth. And your boy likes to spit out that Listerine, Let's keep going.
Yet, it's so incredibly taboo and forbidden for a woman to somehow have a financial interest in a man.
Oh my God, guys. It's taboo. It's freaking human nature. These people, oh my goodness, women will always be attracted to anyone who seems as if they have plentiful resources. Okay? That's biology. Men will always aim to have, well, not always, but it's in our biology to want to have the most resources to be able to take care of and afford and attract mates. So, sweetie, oh my goodness, these people and their victim mentality, it's astounding to me.
She cannot have financial interest in a man, but a man can have sexual interest in a woman.
Because that's literally the only reason to deal with your ass. Real talk. I mean, if you sit there and put dollars to donuts when it comes to, and I always say, individual circumstances, do you, my dude. But if you want to speak in generalities, and she's speaking in generalities, sweetie, the juice is really worth the squeeze. If ever.
And why am I mentioning these things? That is because, genetically speaking, men and women are wired differently. Research has... Okay, you know what? I think we're done here. Yeah, I think this video's run long enough, and she's not about to sit here and really delve into anything we don't already know, or how this, or really any or a real reason to stay here and stop using the term gold digger, because that's what she's like. Well, just stop gold digger shaming. I think we'll actually, if I were to let this continue, right, we'll come to agreement at the end that it is female nature to basically be a gold digger. True enough, but that does not change that the behavior that such mindset and mentalities have is very damaging and very poisonous, and that's where we're going to part ways.
And this is where we're going to part ways, boys. So with that being said, we're going to bring this one to an end. All the internet stuff. If you like it, toss it a like, dislike, go ahead, do that too. Nobody's scared of your sub. If you enjoy my fantastic voice and you want to get videos like this every single day, share, because sharing is caring. And YouTube and Bitchute and like are the biggest fans of your boy over here for very obvious reasons. Bang the bell for notifications. Get something from Teespring. Check me out on Patreon as well. Links in the description. Actually go in the description box and do damage and speak. Let me know. What do you guys think in the comments? Me, I believe that is very, very general. Like when it comes to gold digger, it has a very specific, it's a very specific term with a very specific meaning, and it can't replace bitch or slut or any other terms, because those themselves are very specific terms with very specific meanings. If you are in it just for the cash and you don't, and the second that any type of adversity comes your way, or you're just looking for a way out of the relationship, or you out there going on foodie calls or anything else like that, yes, you deserve to be called a gold digger, and honestly, you should change your behaviors. What she's trying to do in this video is to, give license to those behaviors. And we don't play that shit over here, but you may feel differently, and that's what my comment section's for. Until the next one.
Men, we don't know what we did.